good as a hunter who goes to the bush and kills a grass cutter, comes back home and hands over the grass cutter to a woman who owns a restaurant. The woman will now, maybe he will sell the grass cutter at the rate of 3,000 naira to the woman. The woman will now prepare the grass cutter, pepper soup, that will be worth 10,000 naira. You still come back, you the hunter will now come back, you pay her 3,000, call your guys.
Yeah, you have a wife in the house.
Wife in the house, you know. You now call your guys, you buy many plates for them, and now pay. That's what's going on in Nigeria. We have the crude oil. We will now allow these people, they will get the crude oil sent to foreign countries where they have functional refineries. As if those countries where they have functional refineries are being manned by ghosts. They are not manned by. Look at Niger Republic, a neighboring country. At economically speaking, Niger Republic is not viable more than Nigeria as a nation. So we know what is going on in this country. But permit me to digress a little, making a comment. Yeah. The irony of the whole thing is this. The irony of the election season just took place some weeks back. After crying, that's one irony about Nigeria. Most of us will cry. Most cry. Tell God, do this and that for us. Pensioners are dying. The masses are suffering. On election day, many Nigerians will throw away reason. Many other considerations will now come up. When we see those who want to work in Nigeria, most of us don't normally like embracing them. You may run away from this bitter truth, both at the federal level, at the state level. When most Nigerians see people who truly, I'm not talking about sense, those who actually want to know if they can try to fix the country, most Nigerians don't. Do you know why? Most of us in Nigeria now, the truth is this, we are comfortable with illegalities going on. That's why whenever anything goes wrong in the country, most of us, we always want to benefit from it.
And blinded by sentiments.
And sentiments.
Of ethnicity, of
religion, and the rest of them. So that's it. So, removal of subsidy, excellent. But before you do that, fix our refineries. Now, if the NNPC limited, Mr. Kiari of NNPC is not telling us that even if Dangote refineries should start function, that the price will not come down.
Yes.
That means there is something you are not telling us. There is something you are here to tell us in this country.
Okay, because I was from the Federal Executive Council, I got the feelers that the timed removal of this subsidy based on when Dangote refineries will start operation. And then we're hearing something different now. Okay, let's leave all that. Yes,
I have a few observations based on what is. It's also good we are not sentimental or emotional when we're looking at the issue of economy, when we are looking at the issue of refinery and coal. Now, we've all agreed that today, almost all over the world, we've migrated to capitalist economy, where private individuals are running their economies. So, because government is seen as poor manager of the economy. So, I think this issue of refinery, instead of government going back, because government has failed in terms of resuscitating these refineries. They should just privatize it. So privatization, let it be run by private hands. And the destruction of the illegal refineries. Yes, I think I concur with, and I'm in support of that policy of destroying illegal refineries, because these illegal refineries do not meet with the standard specification and, of course, with those rules that should be met with before you start operating. If you don't, I don't know, when you look at why they destroy them and when you've been able to do those assessments there, you see the environmental impact of those illegal refineries. So let me finish. You also see the health hazard of the causes of those illegal refinery, so they should be destroyed because they don't meet up with the specification. Instead of, just saying that, okay, why don't us convert? Get those people who are into the illegal refinery. You can get them to work for you. You can get them to, turn them into assets for the government. Like Tinubu said, one of his campaign promises was that he would, these internet scammers and all those things, the youth, the Yahoo in quote, he will call them, he will try to convert them, yes, into positive and impactful, useful people in the society, whereby they'll be working for the government. They won't be using that knowledge for negative things again. It's going to be something meaningful and positive for the government. And so that is what I think should be done. So we should not just condemn the destruction of illegal refinery. Illegal refinery is just like illegal mining. You know, the environmental impact is not considered. What is considered is let's just do it. People can die, and of course, you don't even consider the pollution too. I think
was that what Peter Mba was thinking about when he now stopped illegal mining?
Sure.
Yesterday.
Sure.
Because he made a statement, placed a ban on illegal mining, and we have had reports that people are still mining coal at the River Valley there and putting the money in their private pockets without looking at the environmental impact.
Peter Mba's decision, to me, to many people in Enugu State, it's a welcome development. I mean, they receive it with jubilation and delight. Because let me recall in one of those days when we were going in search for water, because Peter Mba promised that in 180 days is going to provide water for the people of Enugu. In fact, water is going to run. Now, Peter Mba did not just sit. Before he got sworn in, or before he took his oath of office, he visited Ajali water scheme, he visited that of OG, he visited that of River Valley. He was there trekking, for hours. We were there in the bush in search for water. This is building confidence. This is somebody who wants to work. And while we were coming, we met some illegal miners. We never went, we were just coming in search of trying to see the problem that, what we can do with the water, where the problems are, and how to rectify them. So we came across them. We're so surprised. And, you know, this is happening with trucks. I mean, heavy trucks, load of coal, yes. Even with all this machine, big machine, trying to mine.
Rock crushing machine.
Yes, crushing machine. And of course, it was so close to the road, hilly, that it may cause landslide.
That portion of Wanyama mine is very vulnerable.
Very vulnerable. Yes, and this, one of these roads, there is this popular road that leads to Enugu.
Okay.
Milky Hill.
Yes,
close to that place. So it shows that it can slide any time. We can have a light slide. And not only that, we saw child labor. I mean, children there who were trying to excavate or mine, being abused. And even those older ones were not given protective kits. No kits, nothing. Who has? Peter Mba was so surprised. What's going on here? And one of them actually reached out to me and told me he was not around when we came past and what could be done. And I asked him, were you licensed? He said no. But of course, I knew there was this issue of collusion because they couldn't have gone there without. We saw traces,
and we have a local government chairman overseeing that area.
Yes, so when I also had to carry out my own private investigation, I asked people around, they said, trailers, they were coming to load 20 trailers, billions of naira going to private pockets. So what Peter Mba has done is in the best interest of the state because of the environmental impact, the health hazard, and the revenue.
And he says he has a very special interest in how we can use that coal to generate income and electricity
for the people of Enugu State.
Okay, no more sit at home declaration of Peter Mba, that's the CDO. How did you respond when you heard it yesterday?
Anyway, before I read this issue of sit at home that has been declared over by the governor of Enugu State, I would like to give our people a little assignment. They should make investigation on the quality of the PMS imported into this country vis-a-vis the health hazard of same on our people. But I can tell you that maybe the PMS most of us are using here is not safe for our health. But it's an assignment for you.
And it's true because I see PMS coming in different colors.
The same way some of us import China phone. When we talk about China phone, Chinese people, they produce quality products. But some persons go there and give them the specification they want. So don't be surprised at the same PMS we use here, the one being subsidized. Maybe when you are through with your investigation, you may find out that the high quality PMS may not even be the one being sold to us with the attendant health implication.
Yeah,
now, if you're also talking about the environmental interest of the place where this crude oil is being extracted from. Is a well-known notorious fact, oil spillage, the destruction of the environment of the pollution. Now, on the face of it, it's illegal to embark on the refining of crude oil without government approval. Manifestly illegal on the face of it. However, it is ironical, just like if you come across someone who knows how to manufacture, let's say to manufacture weapons, that's in high demand, you catch the person. There is no logic in killing the person. Take the person. I'm not saying you start clapping for him. Make use of the person. The government should absorb the person. You know, maybe first some level of punishment on the person, and then start making use of that particular knowledge.
It's done in
now we are importing fuel, PMS, and other products into this country. Now some people set up modular refineries and built illegally, and you went about destroying them.
I know that the Biafran side also refined oil during the Biafran War without having the kind of technology we have today.
Exactly. So those who went after those illegal refineries, they maybe one day will tell us the real reason behind that particular act. Maybe.
Okay, back to start.
Back to start. So honestly, the start home issue is a very dicey one.
I'm sure that IPOB also declared an end to that sit at home, but for some reasons it's still on.
Yes. Now the issue is this, because following that particular declaration made, you know, I read some comments on social media platforms, you know, a few hours back over that issue. What I would say is this. IPOB as an organization, long time ago, has come out to say that sit at home, one day sit at home, has been abolished, you know, through its spokesperson. Now, despite that particular publication made, the sit at home exercise has continued. And I also know as a fact that some persons have been victims of violent attacks, especially here in Enugu State, you know, despite the fact that IPOB has officially declared an end to that particular exercise. Now, the question is this, or the dilemma in this particular issue is this. Or, let me put it this way, what I will say about this particular development is this. In every environment, there are those who may be overzealous, one. There are those who are criminal elements, well-stipulated criminal elements. Now, coming to the issue of being overzealous, there are those who are disciples of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or those who believe in him, or those who share similar ideology with him. Despite the official declaration that the sit-at-home exercise has come to an end by IPOB as an organization, some of his supporters who may be overzealous may not actually be comfortable with that particular declaration, in the sense that they believe that their leader is still being incarcerated, that it will amount to their leader being abandoned at the time of need, you know, by doing away with that particular exercise, which they believe is being done in order to commiserate and or identify with him. On the other hand, I also believe that some criminal elements who have no business whatsoever with IPOB may also capitalize on that particular development to be unleashing terror, you know, on our people, so that whenever anything wrong happens, you always now attribute it to IPOB. Now, having said that, it's a tricky situation. Why do I say it's tricky? The governor has declared an end to the sit-at-home exercise. And that particular declaration is in consonance with the stance of IPOB, which has come out through powerful to say that no more sit-at-home on Mondays. Now, people are already saying, no, that this sit-at-home on Mondays, that you can have you guaranteed our safety? Are you telling us to start coming out? So if you should start taking this assertion in the face of it, it will not be as if you are making imputation that IPOB members are the ones that may be the ones unleashing violence on those who normally come out on Mondays. But as I said, there are criminal elements who probably are not IPOB members, who don't have any business whatsoever with IPOB, who may be the ones unleashing this particular violence on people. Now, having said that, the position I will take on this issue is this, if you should ask me, because ever since I was invited for today's program, I ruminated over this particular issue. If I were to be in the shoes of the governor, how we go about this issue is this. We don't know it at all. I think the governor shouldn't have, in my opinion, come out directly to say that sit at home should come to an end. He shouldn't have done that, in my opinion. What he should have done is this. He should have first of all started solely with the call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
It came with the declaration.
Yes, both of them came together. I'm thinking that he should have left the issue of declaring that the sit-at-home should come to an end. he should start with the call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu solely. That will to a great extent, resonate or, marry with the sentiment of some persons who are not comfortable with his continued incarceration. Now, having done that, I know the declaration made by the governor to a great extent may be coming on the heels of the number of hours, working hours, being lost.
Yes,
Following
because he says it's killing our economy.
Yeah. Then, what should also be done in the interim? The working hours for the remaining days of the week somehow should be elongated. For instance, instead of closing at 4 p.m.
Some schools open on Saturday.
Saturday may not order be feasible because there are those who worship on Saturdays. There are some persons, ordinary Saturday will have been a more beautiful day. Now, the working hours should be extended. We know that even before the sit-at-home exercise, that many people indirectly declare Fridays a work-free day.
Yes, for prayers.
At times, they will just work for a few hours and that will be the end of it. The governor maybe shall be an executive order compelling people, workers, to ensure, at least civil servants, to ensure that they exhaust the entire period of time within which they are to work on Fridays. And possibly even extend the time, let's say by 1 hour. So that on Tuesdays, instead of closing work at 4 p.m., we can now push it down to 5 p.m. from Tuesday to Friday. So that at least you can be able to, make up for some hours we normally waste on Mondays, waste in quotes, when we normally observe it at home. So having done that, we'll be able to reach some compromise while still embarking on some, steps in seeking to reach on the possibility of releasing this man. Because the issue is this: we are here in Enugu, we are here in the southeast. The governor has the retinue of security at his beck and call. To a great extent, he's well protected. But the question is this: an average man in the street, will the person feel safe to come out? And I'm even thinking as well, the governor will have indirectly kept me over this issue, while indirectly encouraging activities to be taking place. That is already took place on Monday. Monday was a sit-at-home. People came out. As God may have it, there was no recorded act of violence anywhere. So you have indirectly, without making official pronouncement, indirectly encouraged some government officials to resume work. Indirectly, with time, because if you notice, for the past few weeks in Enugu, on Mondays are becoming busy somehow in Enugu to a great extent.
Yes.
Of late. So I think he made a mistake by officially declaring that sit-at-home over, because it may be counterproductive.
Prince J. George, yes, the governor came out yesterday to declare this sit-at-home thing over. Hopes of them did it. Governor Soludo of Anambra State did it, and it was like a Pyrrhic victory. The situation became worse. Do you think the governor and his team digested this well before coming out to make this pronouncement?
Well, yes, thank you. I've listened to my learned friend and brother, Barrister Ogbe, and I think his analysis was in order. But I will have to have some little departure from what my learned brother said here, that the governor made a mistake by coming out to say that there's an end to sit at home. I don't think the governor had made any mistake. The governor is the chief security officer of the state, and his his fundamental role, primary role, is spelled out in the Constitution in Section 14 to guarantee the life and safety, property of the people, the citizen. Now, the declaration made by the governor yesterday, Enugu State Governor, is in order. And of course, people being too sentimental, emotional, they actually looked at the declaration alone without looking at other issues. From the communique issue, we had 5 fundamental issues that were raised. We can actually tackle. We can look at them from that perspective, that the governor mean a business and, of course, wealth for everyone. When you listen to him the day after his inauguration, he said that, it's not going to be business as usual. So it means that we are getting back stage. We want to make the state better. We want to do something meaningful. How do we achieve our promises to Enugu people? Now, achieving their promises, his promises to Enugu people, what he call the social charter or the contract. Yes. Now, it has a lot of implications. There are processes and procedures to it. It's not just something that will fall from heaven or from the sky. Now, the governor said some of those 5 issues that he said yesterday, that, see, he pleaded with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, to expedite the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a process that will lead to that lasting healing. I mean, national healing, national integration, national peace. He pleaded. That is, the people should even commend him for calling on the president, pleading with the president, please release this man for us, you know. And the second one is, he told those with genuine grievances that he was ready to dialogue with them, to sit. Dialogue means compromise.
But let's say those people are faceless.
Yes, you see, I'm a security analyst. Now, in security, when you talk about attack and all those things, yes, they may be faceless, but they are known. They are human beings.
Because
they are not abstract.
IPOB has washed its hands off it completely.
Yeah,
and there are some other characters who are hiding under the IPOB movement to perpetrate this evil.
Yeah, see, you recall that when you look at the history of Boko Haram insurgents in 2009, after the upheaval, you recall that in 2011 there were splinter groups.
Yes.
And when you are talking about non-state actors, I mean, if a non-state actor is operating and there is a splinter group, then it's going to lead to complication. Some group will say we are for this, some group will say no, we are. So
like we have on ground.
Their philosophies will become antithetical because they now go their ways. I mean, the pathways. Even when you look at courtesy in Nigeria, I mean, killings and violence started when they started having splinter groups in courtesan, you know. So that is what is happening. We have to look at the trend analysis of non-state actors and issue of attacks and co. So it's because of that. Now, he said we should genuine grievances, those with genuine grievances. So people know them. They can reach out to them. Okay, what of those people that who have been arrested by security agencies? Were they from the sky? They're human beings. I mean, they've gone on, to attack. They've been apprehended. Some of them are even kept behind the bar. So they know who sent them. They can also be reached out to. See, if you have, what are your grievances? What are your fear? What are you? Why are you attacking? Let's sit, dialogue. This actually happened when Goodluck Jonathan came in on board as the president, Yaradua then as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I mean, then we had the Niger Delta militants. They were attacking both security agencies and the oil installation. And the former president, the president then, late Yaradua, said that no, this got to end. We cannot continue this way. He said, let's reach a compromise. Let's dialogue. And then we saw those high-profile people that he was able to constitute panel. Shoyinka was one of them. I could remember when Shoyinka said that this requires intellectual negotiation.
And then came amnesty.
Yes, and then came amnesty. So things worked out. You know, things worked out. And this is what the step that Peter Mba is taking. Come, let's dialogue. Let's talk. We are ready to listen to you. We know, you know, he wears the shoes. He know where the shoes
are. You saying he's not putting the cart before the horse?
No. I mean, when you are talking about security, you talk about one of the operational this thing has to do with the carrot and stick approach.
Yes.
You know, so you don't just like Peter Mba is a human being. He's a father. He has that human face. He's ready to see that everything work. So, and the third one, end to sit at home. That one is very important. It is high time we ended that sit at home. It's not helping us. You see, the sit at home is not helping us anywhere in the southeast and in Enugu State. So we need to do something differently now. Now, it has actually hurt our economy. The economy of the southeast is dwindling, is collapsing, nothing is working. Yeah. Monday is pivotal.
Peter Mba says it's killing creativity.
productivity. Ingenuity.
On our Facebook page, we have had over 104 comments. People responding to that on our Facebook page. Zaini says it's a great move, a very great move. But next should be provision of access water, like he promised in Enugu within 100 days. No, he said 180 days. It's a great move. But if you just scroll down, we have also Francis Namani, who says people can only be encouraged to come out during sit-at-home if their protection is truly guaranteed, because life has no spare. And government should first of all collaborate with, the government should collaborate with his colleagues to ensure the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And if you go through the comments, everybody is pointing to one solution to this sit-at-home. That is Nnamdi, release of Nnamdi Kanu. John Chooks says, did Mba consult Soludo before implementing this? Let him not bring insecurity to our peaceful state. And Chukwemeka Ede says, I love Peter Mba, but the way he wants to go will make people to start talking bad about him. I live in Anambra. Let him call Soludo and ask him about this, because he, Soludo, tried it in Anambra and it did not even work at all. Somebody said it's not a good declaration at all. That's what did the same, it didn't work. And somebody says, if we begin to see all these reports again, we know who to hold responsible. And we should not allow all this. You know, I listened to one of Shirodo's music. He said those Christians that shout at night when they're praying should just mellow down and just drop their voice. They're waking the devil up from sleep. They shouldn't shout too much when they're praying. That devil is sleeping, so don't wake him up. And some people are saying that this pronouncement will wake the devil. But should not throw Enugu into deep crisis. As long as I'm concerned, I know the only thing that can stop this at home is the release of Nnamdi Kanu. He should ask Soludo how it went in Anambra. Eze Chukwu commenting. We'll respond to these comments. Somebody even said that Mba should leave the sit at home, that he's enjoying it, that he's in love. Uzo Chukwu Daniel David said, please, there should be a better way of doing this. This might set Enugu on fire. It's a long... people are not actually enjoying the extended weekend, but I feel it's the fear of the unknown that makes them stay. Christian, photogenic, or no. This sense is Samuel. I don't think this is the right move our governor should make. He knows the reason why the start-home is there. Why can't he treat it from the root cause by bringing other governors of Southeast to ensure the release of Nnamdi Kanu? Yes.
Yes. Now, you remember that even Mazin Nnamdi Kanu said that, see, there shouldn't be violence in the
There shouldn't be sit-at-home.
There shouldn't be sit-at-home. So how will you say that those who are loyal to him are still enforcing sit-at-home? If you are loyal to your boss and he instructed you, don't do this, you went ahead and you kept doing it, does it mean that your loyalty is in question? So,
okay, but as a CDO, don't you think that what the governor is just saying is that those who are doing this because of Peter Mba should listen, because of Nnamdi Kanu, should listen to their master Nnamdi Kanu?
On a lighter note, this is a very serious issue, but on a lighter note, you know, all this romantic relationship, at times you may hug your wife, your legally married wife, and she will tell you, leave me alone. It doesn't mean you should leave her alone, even though she's telling you, leave her alone. So, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will be saying, sit at home should come to an end. But you may read his body language, say, will you abandon me? I don't know anything. Yes. So I may tell you, sit at home should come to an end.
It may be a political statement.
No, you may even say sit at home, but supporters you say, so if we sit at home, we will not forget about you. Our leader will not forget about you. We feel your pains more than you do. Not like in P2B's election, some persons told to be that the election was above him. That even if he refused to contest, that they will force him to contest. so the issue here is this. I made an explanation earlier.
Yes.
Ordinarily, there are those who are overzealous. Even if Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's instruction that the sit-at-home should come to an end was made for all intents and purposes, there are those who will cry more than they believed. They will tell you, Master, no, we must continue sitting at home until you are brought out. Secondly, there are those who don't have any business with the struggle, who may be pure criminal elements, than into capitalizing on the situation.
Don't you think that the governor has studied this situation, and with everything he has around him, we have the Air Force here, we have the Navy, with the Army, we have the DSS, we have the police, we have the civil defense. He has seen everything, assessed everything, and know that he is capable of making us sleep with our eyes closed.
The issue of trust is still there. Let us tell ourselves the truth. An average Nigerian, or we the Nigerians, do we trust most of these law enforcement agents? Let's tell ourselves, if now these people come out and tell you, go about your lawful business, do not panic, will you boldly come out? Except if you have something that is protecting you, especially. Will you boldly on your own come out because of the promise made that you should come out, that you are well protected? I think the best thing should have been, first of all, to a great extent, push for the release of this man. He mustn't even be released. There are things you keep quiet on. As I told you some weeks back, I noticed that activities we are gradually coming back to Enugu on Mondays. And I normally move around on Mondays for essential services. So you should have just tactically, gradually, allowed it to, why pushing for this one. Believe you me, had it been that attention was accorded more to the issue of calling for his release, so you see many people even hailing the governor. So that once if you're able to secure his release through political arrangements, you now automatically declare, in that case, you now know there's a case of pure criminal elements trying to disrupt the system. You even see the masses, you even see the people who now even start revolting against whoever wants to cause problem for them.
Okay, before we begin to take our calls now, we have Mike Ebuka on our Facebook page now. Greetings to guests in the house. No doubt Governor Peter Mba has taken the right step. There is no other way to halt in this state at home than the state government putting the right machinery in place, just like Mba has summoned all the security chiefs for a meeting yesterday. I believe he has re-strategized and ready to confront this issue headlong. It is time to boost our economy and not sacrificing our working days on the altar of fear. That's a comment. Okay, let's now have the fillers from the calls. Hello, good morning to you. Okay. We still have Barrister C.D. Owe and Prince J. Josh, both legal practitioners and public affairs analysts in the building. Good morning to you. Good morning, Odaze. You're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
I think you're receiving good morning. Glory be to God. And that's what I'm supposed to do. Yes, I'm asking for my neck and I neck and I shoulder. Yeah, take responsibility for your actions. Yeah. Military should know that it is no longer business as usual. I don't live in there for quite some time. As you know, he was the one that legalized NMC became privatized. Sometimes you people forget what the seller, and then you became a limited liability company. So today, you don't know there's another key. And you keep having that on the drawing board. Let's think carefully today. In that of Ghana, all respect 15 years ago. However, but now, because of this factory issue, yesterday early this morning, I listened to her. For the first time, she was telling the entire story of what happened. Her mother was a professor. She did not have 5 days. The first business she must resign as a minister of keeping hold on subsidy. Isn't it funny that even as I speak today, we just found a way around subsidy? And I'm like, military has been in the corridors of power in the petroleum industry. He's been working with former President Muhammad Buhari, General. And Muhammad Buhari has always insisted, more or less, that the minister of petroleum must remain under him. When you came back as civilian president, he sees up to that. The military is telling us about Dangote. Dangote is a private entity, and he does not own Nigeria, like giving us petrol for free. He is a private individual, and he will not do anything to make petroleum cheaper in Nigeria. Rather, he will depend on market forces, whether it's in naira or dollar. Yes, switching to $1. 2, security. Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the current president, has more on his sleeve than a handshake with the private chief, our chief. And I think we expect more details on security, considering the humongous amount that the immediate past administration put into security, and some will support so that we have over 26 security outfits in Nigeria, aside from the police and the army. Where have we gone? What have we done with the issue of security? Rather, it's getting less in leaps and bounds. And we deliberately say, oh, I thought there's boys and all that. And you know what? It's funny, deliberate actions cannot be termed as lack of political will or body language, whatever that means. We must begin to learn to do things the way they are. I'm still waiting for our able analyst, I know my younger brother, please find out. Our refineries that went moribund, we've been putting money there, we know that. The modular refineries have been on board for over 10 years. So we're putting money there. And then, of course, we know it was announced, it was certified that we got this refineries in Mochi and Gombe. No one has ever bothered to say, but again, you are wrong or you are right. This is where we are. Can one say that this subsidy, the cartel that is in charge of removing and fixing subsidies, could have a hand in these new refineries that are springing up in a particular part of the country that discovers oil later than some of the other geographical zones that our oil just around the corner here. And there's already been here in Ghana. And no one has touched it. Please let's get into that. Then coming number 3, December. I must congratulate him for the bold steps he has been taking. I respect him. I respect his intelligence. I did tell him during the electioneering campaign that his ability from what he told us is a bit beyond being a state governor. I said that what exactly do you want to do as a governor of a state? And he's beginning to show good signs, and I will urge the people of Enugu State to support him. Listen, see that faith. It's not taken as emotional or sentimental. If you are a selfless leader, you want something to work. Something has to be. You don't go this out as people, just with explanation, telling them what there is to gain and what there is to lose. After all, some of us saw that there is nothing that will make Malani and President Muhammad Buhari allow Nnamdi Kanu to go, no matter. I remember King of the Boy begging, and he refused. Jagaban is there. He must pressure on him, like Mba has done. Beautiful language he used there, and I congratulate him for that.
Thank you, Dr. Daze. Odazine, now you are our third analyst on the program today. Thank you very much. Thank you, Odazine. There. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning. Please tune in and follow my radio. Okay, go ahead. Okoma, yes.
That is what a good governor would do. But I don't think that will be the first thing he will do. My governor here tried it, and so many lives were wasted. Nigerians have decided to take the bull by the horn. Now, one would ask himself, was it not the President Buhari who caused all this? I remember that in Pakistan, I went to meet with some Igbo elders. Release this man of drugs. Hence, we cannot find anything in Cafe eating. Buhari said, no. Let us go to court. If court related things, he will go free. Now they can't went to Nigerian court. Defeated them from the lower court to the high court, to the Supreme Court. They are still holding it. Is it not very clear to you that it's the president that is causing the whole thing? Why are we crying when we see the truth? And that is also in some part of Nigeria, where you're supposed to make peace. The only thing you do is to marshal out all the armories and the intercontinental ballistic missiles to attack your own people who voted for you. That has to lead people. If and that should set some other things, good place, water, good road. That is what we expect from him. Until now the time is released. Everybody is marshalling out this and that. Okay, now, they have called the meeting of the security officers. Before you know it, they begin to harass innocent people who are going on their own way. This is what we see in Nigeria. So I will advise him, as making listen, if those things now, let us have good electricity, good roads, platform water, good education. That's what makes a good governance and a good governance. If it's the issue of Nandekano and the IPOB, and you know very well, as some of the people who are doing this are not members of IPOB. Let us find on a art group that says them, was it in Germany? He's not a member of IPOB. But because we don't know this, we want all of them together problematic it.
All right, one ganga. That's you too. One ganga who comes from Newi. It's a State of the Nation on NH 105.5 FM. Good morning to you. Hello? Yeah, good morning. Your name and location, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning.
At home. How can you end the food at home without the issue or tackling the main issue? The main issue in the food at home is the settlement of Nandekano. If you are able to align or lobby the federal government to release Nandekano, then the food at home will end. And also, I want to blame the past of bad government in the country because one is not take that actor and making all those statements that will be settled. They all get fired. Making that it doesn't matter, it doesn't go higher, but even remember that what goes around, comes around. And for the first subsidy or subsidy removal, like if we have refineries in Nigeria, like in every state, that's a big refineries in all parts of Nigeria. Then some will receive, and also the movement of the subsidy will cause more harm, because we don't have the structure. There's no electricity in Nigeria, and electricity in Nigeria is not stable. If we have the stable electricity, a good load, food load, different of the mobile, then the level is not stopping, then it won't affect the people much. But now, everything in Nigeria depends on fuel, and if you remove the first of it, then it doesn't affect everything.
Thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning, Justice. Good morning to you. That it wasn't friendly at all. The thank God is better. Go ahead.
I think he needs the point. One, this thing you did not start with in the first instance. You should have conducted very well before you made that thing. And what measures do you put in place? Did you put any measure or just give an order? Who are those security agents that have locked up their police, their stations, their inside, to lock themselves up? Are we going to have patrol teams that day on the 17 local governments of the state? There are things that we should put in place because before you make such an announcement, it's just like just giving a weighty order which does not hold any water. I don't see that order holding any water. There must be consultation. First of all, look into the problem. There is not the people that you need to consult with. Then before you start making an order, it's not what the solution is. When solution is the order, what happens? The thing is easy. So this item on here is bothering to go on. But knowing that it will not be.
All right, thank you, Justice. Okay, yes. Don't you think we should give the governor benefit of the doubt since he's taking this bold step and he's in communication with the leaders of all the security? Okay, okay. Good morning to you. Because I hear also that there is this attacks on people of Walker, Amagoze, in Kano East local government area. Maki Fine called earlier today to report that. So we're also calling on the security people, those who are in charge of security in that access, to please swing into action to see how we can put an end to that if it's true. Hello, good morning to you. Prime Minister, good morning. How you doing now? Sorry, you don't try since, have you? Okay. We go pay for them, I beg, no vex.
Thank you.
Let secretary of Enugu State prepare before Monday. Because those guys, they used to attack before Monday. So that fear will not happen on Monday. People will not come up again. So they prepare before Monday. Be vigilant. Do their work. And again, let's do that. Get together with all the 5 governors. Let them go together. Let them have a force. Let them have a force that will stop it once. Please, we need to stop. Those back high, they're not helping.
Right, Minister, our time is up now. Thank you for your contribution. You are our last caller today. Thank you. The lines are buzzing. It's a very sensitive issue, very, very important as well. Barrister CD Uwe, you can hear the pulse of the people, the timing, and some say it's like putting the cart before the cart before the horse. And others are saying that's the right thing to do. We have many reactions on our Facebook page here. Great move, great move. People say no. Release Nnamdi Kanu first. Okay, others are saying, okay, let us, the security will be visible everywhere. It will give the people the confidence to come out. You listen to the calls for your reactions.
Anyway, definitely there will be divergent views as far as this issue is concerned. But I think even before the issue of sit-at-home arose in the southeast, we've been having security challenges here. And the government of the southeast they've not been, just like most governments in other parts of Nigeria, they've not been living up to expectation in protecting the lives and property of the people. Assuming before now that we've had a reliable and dependable security outfits that people can trust, then if you tell people to come out, people will gladly come out. But in a situation whereby the people don't trust the ability of these agents, you know, to protect them, believe me that many people will not be willing to risk their lives, because it's a well-known fact that many persons have lost their lives past months in the southeast, you know, following attacks by what I would refer to as criminal elements, because you don't know who is who again. So I think, in my opinion, as I stated earlier, the first thing that should be done is that our governors should champion to a great extent the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so that once he is released, the coast will now be clear that anybody doing whatever is on his own, that anybody who is trying to cause crisis or to enforce any form of sit at home or whatever, is a...
Our time is up.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, Barrister Josh.
Yes, finally, what I have to say is that this is the 91st sit at home. 91st sit at home since it started in August 2021. And sit at home has not achieved anything in the Southeast other than destroying our economy. We have to change our strategy, we have to change our tactics. You see, you don't do something again and again and you're getting, you are expecting different results. So it's time for us to change. And of course, Peter Mbah has called for dialogue. We should give him that kudo. He has also strengthened the security. Now, when you move around, you see presence of security,
yes,
combined
yes.
security agencies, both in rural areas and in the city. So this shows that it's not going to be business as usual. And let me finally correct this impression. Please, Soludo and Governor Uzodinma and co. It is not the same operational strategy that Peter Mbah is bringing in. Peter Mbah has come with 3 strategies: dialogue, release of Nnamdi Kanu, and no sit at home.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prince AJ Josh, lawyer, public affairs analyst, and Barrister CD Obwe, politician, public affairs analyst, lawyer. Thanks for being here. It's been State of the Nation. You'll listen to this program again on Monday. I may not be here, though. Okenwa Aneke is my name. Good morning to you.
Don't worry. Look at do that. Then you will get a problem. You cannot say it. Now you make the liver for you to put out. You put them out. Yeah, Congo mix. Take water. Make me need some.
If you find this station boring or sounding even half as whack as your regular radio, call cops on us. This is not just another radio on your dial. This is Energy FM 105.5.
It's gone past 10 o'clock by 2 minutes here in Nigeria, and it's 2 minutes past 9 Greenwich Mean Time. Good morning. Welcome to Energy 105.5 FM News in brief. The governor of Enugu State, Peter Mbah, has declared an end to sit at home in the state with effect from Monday, June 6, 2023, saying such orders were restricting creativity, entrepreneurship, and productivity in the state. Governor Mbah, who made the declaration while listing out the decisions reached at the end of his first Security Council meeting with heads of all the security agencies at the Government House in Enugu yesterday, expressed the government's readiness to engage in dialogue with people who have genuine grievances towards bringing lasting peace and security to the state. He also called on President Bola Tinubu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to quicken the much-needed healing process in the country. Meanwhile, the Enugu state government wishes to inform the general public that the Nigerian Navy Training School recruitment examination will hold tomorrow, June 3, 2023, at Command Day Secondary School 82 Division, Abakpa, Enugu. Shortlisted candidates from Enugu State whose names have been published on the website are to report to the examination venue by 6 a.m. Candidates will not be allowed to write the exams at any other center apart from the ones earlier selected by them. The outgoing House of Representatives Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, has opted to become the Chief of Staff to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a move that invariably removes him from being part of the incoming 10th National Assembly. A statement posted by his Chief of Staff, Olarenwaju Smiles Wasiu, on his official Facebook page yesterday stated that after several hours of meetings and consultations, President Bola Tinubu has made his first appointment picking the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, as his Chief of Staff. According to the statement, the decision to pick the Speaker of the House of Representatives was said to have been made by the President after evaluating all possible candidates aspiring for the post among his loyalists. With this development, the lawmaker, who is yet to receive his certificate of return from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, would have to forego his election into the House of Representatives for the 6th term and join the executive arm of government. Recall that Gbajabiamila, who is the incumbent Speaker of the 9th House of Representatives, won a record 6th term of office for Surulere Federal Constituency of Lagos State in the House. On the foreign scene, a court in Eswatini has found 2 lawmakers guilty of murder and terrorism for their role in a wave of protests that hit the country in 2021. Nduzi Besede Mabuza and Mthundeni Dube face up to 20 years in jail. The 2 were detained after taking part in pro-democracy protests in what is Africa's last absolute monarchy. They pleaded not guilty to inciting unrest. Amnesty International said the convictions were evidence of the country's continuing crackdown on dissent. The demonstrations were violently crushed by the security forces, leaving dozens of people dead. Protesters, angered by economic decline, have become increasingly vocal in demanding political reform. Eswatini has been ruled by King Mswati III since 1986, and political parties are banned from taking part in elections. In sports, Flying Eagles of Nigeria will take on South Korea in the quarterfinals of the 2023 Federation of International Football Association Under-20 World Cup. The last 8 pairing was confirmed after South Korea edged Ecuador 3-2 in the round of 16 yesterday. The Flying Eagles quarterfinal clash with South Korea comes up on Saturday, June 4, inside the Estadio Único Madre de Ciudades, Santiago del Estero, at 6:30 p.m. This will be the 3rd time both countries will meet at the Under-20 World Cup stage, as the 2 countries recorded victory each in the previous encounter of the competition. That's Energy FM News in Brief. Join us at noon for more news. My name is Ifyom Achibong. Good morning and have a nice day.